Hello, this is your application specialist, Adam Best at FREY Municipal Software. Today, I will demonstrate some great tips and tricks for the CHIPS Payroll Release 22. This is a wonderful opportunity for you to explore and learn how to get more value from your CHIPS system. I have 10 items to share with you in today's demonstration. Let's get started. For the first tip and trick, we're going to talk about Employee Advanced Search. The Employee Advanced Search now allows you to send results to Excel. To do that, we'd have to go in here into Employee Maintenance, go over here to the right and click the drop down and go down to Advanced Search. You can put in whatever features you're searching for here and press search now like you always have, but then now there's this Excel button down here. So then you can press this Excel button and send all of your items to Excel. You can save it to Excel and then keep your search in there. For the second tip and trick, we're going to about CHIPS W-2s. Ever delete an employee and then not be able to print their W-2 information? In CHIPS 22, this is no longer an issue. CHIPS deletion process inspects CHIPS for prior year data. Therefore, any CHIPS with prior year data will not be able to be deleted. This will prevent employees from not having their W-2s printed before they are deleted from the system. So if I went in here and I wanted to be able to delete any of these employees, and let's say this employee did not have any history for this year, but they had history for last year, when I go to delete, it's going to give me the same information here that the employee year to date cannot equal 0, or I'll say the employees, their information is not 0 and they cannot be deleted. For the third tip and trick, we're going to do alternative locations for retirement files. For users with one of the retirement interface modules, there's an option to set an alternative location for creation of the retirement file. By default, these files are created at the CHIPS data folder. With this new option, we can put them in a more convenient location for users. To be able to go in and do this, we'll need to go in here to General. We'll go to System Controls. We'll click on the Edit button, and then on the Preferences tab, we'll be able to go in here, and there's this alternative path information right here. You'll be able to click on that alternative path information, and right here is retirement, place retirement file interface and alternative directory. We can click on this option, and then we can choose an alternative location here that we would like to have the file saved at. If we just want to maybe have it in the base FREY folder or somewhere along here, we could put it in there. For the fourth tip and trick, we're going to talk about the payroll error list. When calculating payroll, a payroll error list currently prints displaying any employee that has a higher or lower gross pay or net pay for the payroll being processed. With the CHIPS 22 update, 2 additional fields are now included in this report. The new fields are previous gross pay and previous net pay. Prior to this, the report displayed current gross pay and current net pay, as well as the high-low flags. So if we want to look at this, I'm going to go in here to time payroll processing, and I'm going to add a person in here to payroll, and I'm just going to put in the normal 80 hours here. But then to make this to where it shows up on the error list, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to give the person a $1,000 bonus. So when I add that $1,000 bonus in there, and then I go through here, the normal payroll process, and I'm going to press OK. Now, when I calculate payroll, and I'm going to press OK here, I'm going to pull that up. Now I can get them on the error list, and here we can see the current gross pay, the previous gross pay, the current net pay, and previous net pay, and we can see the differences there. And we can see here that it shows up as high, so I intentionally made them to where they would show up high on the report. For the fifth tip and trick, we're going to go back into that calculate payroll that I set up in the fourth tip and trick. We're looking at the consolidated payroll register. New earnings by descriptions and deductions by description summary totals have been added to the end of the consolidated payroll register. These new summaries are grouped by check description. Of the deduction and earnings, it includes the employee and employer amounts along with totals of description. So if I go back in here and I want to calculate my same payroll that's in here, and I need to make sure that I leave it on consolidated, and then I press the OK button, we're going to pull it up and preview it like we did. And then this time we're going to go here to the consolidated payroll register. And where that's at is if we scroll down here, we can see that we have the earnings by description, and we can see that $1,000 bonus that I put in there. And we can also scroll down here and see deductions by description, and we can see all the different deductions in here and the employer and employee amounts and then totals on here as well. For the sixth tip and trick, we're going to talk about W-2 form print. When printing the W-2 forms within CHIPS, there is now the ability to protect the Social Security number on the forms. When printing the two-part form, there are options to protect Social Security number on all copies and protect Social Security number on first copy. The second option is for users who print copy A, the red form, that gets sent to the IRS. This copy of the form still needs to have the entire Social Security number printed on the form. The form that gets sent to the employees are not required to have the entire Social Security number visible, and the protected option will hide everything but the last 4 digits. So to first look at that, we can go in here to General, Year End, and W-2 form. And then this is on the single part W-2s, and those options are right here to protect Social Security number on all copies and protect Social Security number on first copy. And if we cancel out of here and let's go back to that location, on the 4-part forms, we press OK, they just have protect Social Security number. The 4-part forms do not print a copy A form, so there is only just the protect Social Security number on there. For the 7th tip and trick, we're going to talk about user-defined pay types. In CHIPS 22 release, there is now an option to view and print a list of employees that have a specific user-defined pay type. If we go in here and we want to go to General and user-defined pay types, what that means here is we can pick one of these user-defined pay types on the grid here, and we can view or edit, and we're going to see this option, employees with this pay type. If we click on that employees with this pay type, we'll see all employees that have that user-defined pay type. From here, we can view or edit the employee. We can print a list of all these employees. We also can view the status. If we want to look at just certain statuses, we can view the employee type, department range, employee class range, and tell us how many employees fit within that user-defined pay type range. For the 8th tip and trick, we're going to talk about global changes. In CHIPS 22 release, allows you to select a new option to return to option screen after changes finish processing. Where that is, if we go into employees and global changes, on all the different global changes, there's going to be an option down at the bottom that says return to this option screen after it finishes processing. That this can be useful if we want to go in here and say we want to make a change to, like one deduction earning code. We want to process it and then still stay on this screen, and then go in here and select another one to select that and then update that, so then that way we don't have to keep on going out and coming in all these screens. we can just simply go to one screen, do all the changes we need, and then cancel out. And that option will be available on all these different screens. Like let's say, like vacation. Just want to show you like right here. It's on here as well. For the ninth tip and trick, we're going to talk about withholding invoice archive. This is located on the utility submenu under File. This will allow the user to view the details of a previous created withholding invoice via the archive. Only withholding invoices created in CHIPS 22 or later will be available to view in the withholding invoice. So if I wanted to go in here, I can go to File, Utilities, Withholding Invoice Archive. Now, like our withholding invoice here is blank, but if I wanted to give an example of that, just do something real quick. I could go in here. I can go withholding invoices. I can say create bulk withholding invoices. And if I just want to say okay, I have all these here. I can say okay to those as well. I create all those bulk withholding invoices. I can go in here and I can look at my withholding invoice archive. And I can see all of those that I just created are all in here. For the 10th and final tip and trick, we're going to talk about gender maintenance. A new gender maintenance program has been added to the system. It's located under Employee Maintenance on the Employee Edit screen. User-defined genders are stored in gender maintenance to assigned employees and dependents. The user can enter a valid gender or leave it blank. What that's meaning is here under employees, we do have gender maintenance here. When you get your system converted, male and female will be in here. You can press add and add up to a 20 character field in here. And also on employee maintenance itself, when you are in employee maintenance, you can go into here and then down here under gender, you can press F7 and to pull up the employee gender maintenance to be able to add genders on the fly. Or we can even just put in what's available here or leave it blank. This concludes the CHIPS Payroll Presentation Release 22 Tips and Tricks. I hope that you enjoyed the presentation and picked up many items that will help you enhance your daily CHIPS experience. If you have any questions on the material I covered in this presentation, please do not hesitate to contact support at 1-800-659-3739. I repeat, that number is 1-800-659-3739. We'll be happy to assist you.